ahead on 12 News Weekend, officer injured. The incident that left a Brooklyn Park cop unable to return to work. Then shining the light on a home building trend.
Today I'm probably making enough energy to run the house today.
But first, 'tis the season for holiday hiring. We tour one popular shopping destination for help wanted. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Well, maybe you've noticed it already. Retailers are getting ready for the busiest shopping time of the year.
Already, holiday spending is expected to rise this year, but will holiday hiring go up? Target says it plans to add 70,000 seasonal workers. That's actually down 20% from last year. Walmart plans to add 55,000 workers, a 10% increase. And Macy's plans to add 83,000 temporary jobs, the most of any retailer. So what's the story locally? Reporter Sonia Goins visited several stores to gauge the hiring mood.
If you're looking for a job for the holidays, the Shops at Arbor Lakes is a place to be. There are plenty of stores that are hiring. The Shops at Arbor Lakes is overflowing with job opportunities for the holidays. Help Wanted signs are up at the Gap, Yankee Candle, and Pottery Barn.
Very good.
The folks at Good Things are looking for a few good people too.
We're looking for about 2 free people part-time, so about 16 to 20 hours a week.
If hired, you have to do a little bit of everything.
We're looking for some people to come and demo product and greet people and basically walk the floor and help people choose their gifts.
You can't miss the Help Wanted signs up at Kirkland's. They're plastered on the front door.
Did you see our little pumpkin buddies that are in the front?
They need at least 6 people for the holidays.
Anyone who gets hired does everything. So they're going to do the sales, they're going to do the cashier, they're going to set the merchandise, they're going to do it all.
Hang it up if you're looking for a seasonal job at Juniper. They've already hired all the people they need. Go-getters snapped up jobs at the end of the summer.
It was a little bit earlier than normal. Usually we tend to see it more around the end of October, beginning of November. So yeah, it was a little bit surprising.
Holiday work might be the way to go if you're looking for something permanent. Retail experts say seasonal employment is a good way to land a permanent gig down the road.
We're a small store, so we've only hired about 2 people to help with seasonal. And then sometimes they stay on, depending on how business is in the spring.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Stores we've visited at the Shops at Arbor Lakes suggest people come in and apply in person because many times they hire right on the spot. Meantime, a spokesperson for Target says recent layoffs will not affect the expansion of its Brooklyn Park campus. The company cut 150 corporate positions this past week. Target won't say how many were laid off at the Brooklyn Park office or what departments were affected. But we're told the company will continue to aggressively recruit e-commerce and technology talent. When finished, the Brooklyn Park campus will house Target's corporate technology division.
Calling it the greatest possible job serving the city where he lived, Brooklyn Park Police Chief Michael Davis will soon be leaving for a new opportunity. The Brooklyn Park City Council honored his chief this past week and declared Friday, October 18th, Michael Davis Day. Davis has been Brooklyn Park Police Chief since 2008. He's leaving to become Director of Public Safety at Northeastern University in Boston.
There's never been a day in the past 5+ years where I did not enjoy coming to work. And I think in our professional lives, the only thing we can hope for is to work with great people and have an opportunity to do something special. And I think we accomplished that.
Davis is credited with developing strategies that have helped reduce violent crime to among its lowest levels in 20 years.
Meantime, a Brooklyn Park officer remains off the job, recovering from a concussion she sustained while trying to make an arrest. Back in August, Officer Raina Jandran was called to Hennepin Technical College for a report of a student making threats. When she tried to escort the student out of the classroom, police say he became combative. A struggle ensued and Jandran used her taser. That's when the suspect punched the officer in the head.
It just demonstrates the ongoing challenges that law enforcement faces on a daily basis. You never know what kind of call you're going to receive at any given shift.
The officer is still recovering from concussion-like symptoms. As for the suspect, 28-year-old Sean Fitzgerald of Hopkins, he was charged with felony assault.
In our week in review, Plymouth is considering alternative sources of revenue to pay for road construction. One of those options, a fee tacked onto your utility bill. Plymouth has 2 significant road projects planned at a total cost of more than $32 million. One of them is realigning and widening Peony Lane. The other is rebuilding and widening Vicksburg Lane. State aid and property taxes will pay for some of the cost. The rest could be paid for by franchise fees on your gas or electric bill. If approved, the franchise fees would go into effect next spring. In Robbinsdale, city crews wrapping up a 2-year road construction project near North Memorial Medical Center. The project included rebuilding France, Oakdale, and Lowry Avenues. City officials say while it was a headache for motorists, the reconstruction was badly needed. Crews also updated sewer pipes that were installed back in the 1920s. And the Maple Grove City Council has agreed to apply for county grant money with the hope of building a significant amount of gym space at Maple Grove Junior High. The goal is to build 3 regulation basketball courts at a cost of more than $8 million. Most of the money would come from city and the Osseo Maple Grove Basketball Association. The rest would come from the Twins stadium tax money set aside for youth sports programs. Well, coming up on 12 News Weekend, good day sunshine. See how the sun is helping a Brooklyn Center homeowner pay his utility bills.
And then later in sports, Osseo's volleyball team rolls to a big win to set up a conference championship. But first, soak up the sun while it lasts. Rain clouds move in on Monday.
Welcome back. Well, we're bound to hear more about solar energy now that the state legislature passed a law with incentives for those who install solar panels.
One Brooklyn Center man decided to go solar a year ago, and now he's soaking up a few rewards. Here's Alexandra Renslow.
On a quiet block in Brooklyn Center, the sun plays a starring role in the backyard of this 1960s Rambler.
There are 20 solar panels up there that are enough to run the house over the course of the year.
Mark Visti is basking in the glow of his solar-paneled pergola.
Summer is sort of a relaxing time, right? You sit back under the solar panels and think, I'm making money from this year.
He's still on the grid for the winter months.
I made 4,568 kilowatt hours in the last year.
But on a day like today, the solar panels produce enough electricity to power Mark's home. And during the summer months, XL Energy sends him checks.
It's just kind of fun. I'm making money because it's summer.
As a chemist, Mark was always intrigued by the technical aspects of solar energy.
10 years ago, I thought I'd just look into it and see if it was possible, and it seemed like an interesting hobby then, but kind of expensive.
Improved technology and incentives are now making solar more practical and affordable. Last year, Mark spent $40,000 for his pergola, but he got $30,000 back in federal tax credits and state incentives for a total cost of $10,000.
It's a way to, take care of the city, take care of the planet.
In time, Mark figures he'll make up that cost in energy savings, but ultimately, it's an investment he believes in.
It doesn't end up putting mercury in the lakes or carbon in the atmosphere.
Alexander Renslow with that report. Minnesota's solar law requires large utilities to generate at least 1.5% of their electricity from solar power by the end of 2020. Coming up, 1 million books and counting. A Plymouth girl reaches her goal.
Plus, if you like garage sales, you'll love what's happening in Plymouth this weekend. But first, Breck swings for a spot in the state girls tennis tournament. That's coming up in sports with Jay Wilcox. Welcome back. Jay Wilcox joins us now at sports, and as we're getting deep into the fall here, I have some important volleyball games coming up here.
Yeah, the team's really getting ready for playoff time, and a nice way to kind of close out the conference season for one team, too. The Osseo and Champlin Park volleyball teams were on a collision course. Each team came into their match unbeaten in conference play with the Northwest Suburban crown pretty much on the line. They met up at Champlin Park this week. First set, Champlin Park on the near side of the net as Sydney Hilly puts away the set from Brenna Walton for a kill. The Rebels trail it at this point by 5. Osseo, though, maintains a lead. The pass goes back to Jaslyn Tanyello, who executes a setter dump for a point as the Orioles win the first set 25-15. Second set, and the Orioles will play the ball off the net nicely and get it to Hannah Pekarik on the outside for the attack and kill. Osseo leads 23-15. They win again 25-15. Third set, and a nice dig by the Rebels. Keely Miller keeps the ball alive, and Janae Anderson racks up the kill to tie the score up at 14-14. But Osseo comes out on top. Tanielu with the dig. Megan Pekarik the set, and Jackie Jones will get the kill as Osseo takes over sole possession of first in the Northwest Suburban with a sweep of Champlin Park. They then beat Coon Rapids Thursday to wrap up the title. Section 4A girls tennis final. Breck's first doubles team of Kendall Kozakowski and Grace Zumwinkle against St. Paul Academy's Sarah Colton and Alida Meadow. The second Spartans return comes to Zumwinkle, who smashes home a winner. Second singles, Sunny Tang of Breck in the far court against Aria Bryan. Tang with a strong backhand that Bryan can't return. Tang wins the match for Breck. First singles, a matchup of the top two finishers in last year's state tournament. Sonia Das of SPA, Patty Zhao of Breck. Das gets Zhao on the run and delivers a smash winner. Das wins, but Breck wins it 6-1 to advance to state. Providence Academy is also headed to state in Class A, while Wayzata lost to Edina in the Section 6 AA final. The Heritage Christian Academy boys soccer team has high hopes for playoff success. The Eagles are the number 3 seed in Section 5A. They carry a 13-3 record into the playoffs and won both the regular season and conference tournament titles in the Minnesota Christian Athletic Association.
I've been playing for this team for a long time. I know some of the guys, we've been floating up since 8th grade playing for the varsity team. So to see us come this far, it's great.
We decided that we were going to change things up formationally and come out and attack this year, and it's paid off.
It's a very veteran heritage team, and they have hopes of making a deep playoff run.
We're feeling really good. We feel like we have an opportunity to come out on top in this section and get a state tournament berth. It's our best record ever, so we're feeling pretty confident.
I feel like I have a sense of the team of their weaknesses and their strengths, and but really it comes down to just, are we ready and are we prepared for the section run? Just trying to focus on our own team and what we need to do better. And
if Heritage gets past Fridley Saturday, they play in the section semifinals Tuesday at Osseo. Maple Grove's girls soccer team was upset by Osseo in a shocker in the first round of section play last season. The Crimson looked to avoid a similar fate when they hosted Champlin Park in the Section 5 AA quarters. A Maple Grove own goal gives the Rebels a 1-0 lead that holds until late in the second half. Lauren Schwartzrock scores to get the equalizer for the Crimson. They don't score in 2 overtimes, so it goes to a shootout. Casey Oddie with a big save here from Maple Grove. And that sets up Brianna Johnson with a chance for the winning goal, and she buries it. Maple Grove wins 2-1 to advance. They beat Centennial in the semis to advance to the finals Tuesday against Mounds View. It's Maple Grove versus Prairie Seeds in the 5AA Boys Championship. Well, funeral services were held Friday in Osseo for a longtime District 279 employee. Rich Gladen passed away last week at the age of 75 after battling cancer and bone marrow disease. Hired at Osseo High School in the mid-1970s, Gladen retired in 2003 after spending the last several years of his career as the District 279 Activities Director. He helped oversee construction and refurbishment of the 3 current high school stadiums in the district.
One of the things I recall about Rich through the 25 years I knew him, and for 8 years I was building athletic director, and he still maintained his office at Osseo Senior when he was the district AD, so I worked directly with him, sharing an office for 8 years, and he was very professional, and he was involved in many other things with the State High School League. He ran numerous section tournaments, and he just loved doing that. He was very well known around the state. He'd go to the athletic director conventions. Everybody knew him because of his involvement.
Rich is survived by his wife Bobby and by 6 children and 13 grandchildren.
And finally, a Plymouth student is turning the page after accomplishing a remarkable goal.
13-year-old Maria Keller has collected 1 million books for kids in need. Her collection started 5 years ago after realizing there are children who don't have books. Maria's efforts started out as a small book drive at her church, and it's snowballed into a nonprofit with many volunteers helping her. Maria says the books are distributed to schools, hospitals, and organizations that help kids in need. Some of the books she distributed herself.
It's amazing to see the looks on the kids' faces to get the books, and I mean, it makes me really proud to see how much Reading Indeed has affected a lot of people.
Maria's books are distributed to places around the world. She uses a warehouse in Hopkins to store all of the books. For more information on Maria's nonprofit, go to readindeed.org. Well, there's a place in Plymouth where you shop for quite a deal.
Plus, everything you buy goes to help people battling cancer. Angel's Attic will be in the old Four Seasons Mall this weekend. Here's what you can look forward to.
Cute pair of red pants here. Come on, come on.
It's a garage sale shopper's delight.
That's called a wedding basket.
Every color, brand new.
Lots and lots of beautiful, beautiful lamps and lighting.
Everybody's excited.
For 5 days.
A lot of new merchandise.
Manly stuff for the men.
The old Four Seasons Mall turns into a treasure trove called Angel's Attic.
It ranges from furniture to the kitchen sink.
And you never know what you'll find.
We have a couple of camel saddles, and we have some camel saddle bags. And you know, even when I was setting it up, I had to look and think, how do you sit on that thing?
Money earned at Angel's Attic goes to the Angel Foundation.
They're perfect.
And helps people battling cancer.
So many people come in and tell us thank you for what we do.
So many of us have worked together for so many years that we really have a real passion for it.
The sale moves around.
The location hasn't really made a difference to me. Wherever it happens to be is where I've been.
But this year, Nancy Jensen only has to drive 10 minutes to volunteer.
It's been a very long, hard work year because we are so short-staffed.
A bittersweet year for volunteers because this sale will be the last one.
I think that we're all getting older and we just don't have the energy that we used to have.
Many of these volunteers have been working together.
We're kind of the core.
Nearly every week, going to estate sales, picking up merchandise, storing it, then selling it.
So it's a huge, huge endeavor.
Extremely a lot of work.
Volunteering weekly, together, year-round for 15-plus years.
Yeah, it's a volunteer family.
The sale kept growing, but the number of volunteers did not.
So it was time.
This year,
we just have to.
Volunteers decided would be it.
It's a lot of work. Unfortunately, we don't get an influx of new volunteers. And everybody gets that year older.
But it's not doom and gloom here. Far from it.
Everybody's interested in different things.
Because volunteers know this sale
Looking for the final stretch.
is a sale well done.
The last hurrah to sell it all.
The sale continues through Wednesday, and Wednesday is half price day. And Jay and Delane, I know you're wondering, those camel saddles, they were going for around $100, but if they're still there on Wednesday, you can get them for $50. What a bargain.
Yeah, quite a deal. I'll race you for them.
I'll beat you there.
That's what you need. Be something, a conversation piece in your house.
Indeed, yes.
Sure. That's all the news we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a nice weekend. We'll see you again on Monday at 4 o'clock.